Have you ever heard the phrase, "Nothing changes until you do"? At first, I thought it was just another motivational quote from Instagram, but once I started putting it into practice, I realized the real power behind those words. Stick with me until the end, because today I'm going to show you how small mindset shifts, daily choices, and a simple adjustment in the way you see yourself can completely transform your life. Have you ever felt stuck, even though you know you've got potential? Ever had the feeling that your own mind is silently sabotaging you every single day? What if I told you that what's holding you back isn't a lack of ability, it's how you see yourself? In this video, you'll discover how to make a real shift from the inside out. You'll understand why changing your thoughts is the first step to changing your result, and how that can affect your self-esteem, your relationship, and even your daily routine. What you'll learn here could be the turning point between staying where you are or finally unlocking your growth. The big shift in my life didn't begin with a promotion, a new relationship, or some miracle. It began with a new way of thinking, and that, my friend, changed everything. I started studying mindset. I read about neuroscience, human behavior, and positive psychology. But it wasn't just theory. I wanted to apply it, and I did. I discovered that negative thoughts aren't just silly ideas in your head. They become habit, and habits shape your destiny. That's when I came across a simple yet powerful technique, reframing the narrative. Whenever I thought, "You're a failure," I'd stop and say, "No, you're in the process of evolving." Whenever the thought popped up, "No one cares about you," I'd respond, "You're learning to care for yourself." At first it felt forced, like an internal battle, but little by little, my mind began to understand. I had the power to choose what to believe, and that choice started to transform everything around me. Waking up no longer felt like a burden, because now I was waking up with a purpose to grow. Just 1% each day, and that was enough. Each day brought a new challenge, saying no to what was destroying me, saying yes to what made me grow, looking in the mirror without turning away, forgiving myself for yesterday and trying again today. But the most important thing, I learned to observe my thoughts without identifying with them. It felt like I was getting to know my mind for the first time. And honestly, it was a battlefield, but it was also a place of infinite possibilities. I started replacing phrases like, "I'm anxious," with, "I'm dealing with anxiety, but that doesn't define me." Do you see the difference? It's subtle, but it's freeing. Because when you change the way you describe yourself, you change the way you live. And it wasn't just about thought, it was about choices. I started choosing what I consumed, traded hours of scrolling through social media for videos that built me up. I swapped empty conversations for meaningful talks with people who inspired me. I exchanged rush for presence. And you know what's crazy? The people around me started to notice. A friend said to me, "Mate, there's something different about you. You seem lighter." And I smiled, not because I'd won, but because finally I was on the right path. A path where I didn't need to be perfect or have all the answers. A little more each day. But don't be fooled. It wasn't all sunshine. I had setbacks. There were days I wanted to go back to who I used to be. It was easier, more comfortable. But I remembered everything I had been through. And I'd tell myself, "You've already tasted transformation. Don't go back to the place that nearly destroyed you." And I kept going, even when I was scared, even when I had doubt, because now I knew fear is part of the growth journey. In fact, fear became my ally, because I realized every time it showed up, it meant I was about to step outside my comfort zone. And outside the comfort zone is where the magic happens. By the way, if this is resonating with you so far, hit that subscribe button, because what's coming next will show you how to apply all of this in real life, and how changing from within began to change everything on the outside too. This mindset shift was the foundation of it all, and it prepared me for what came next, the complete rebuilding of my life. In the next chapter, you'll see how this inner transformation began to reflect in my work, my relationship, and even the way I saw the world. Because when the mind changes, everything changes. Have you ever wondered why some people go from absolutely nothing, living a completely different reality in just a few months? We're not talking about magic or shortcuts. We're talking about a brutal mindset shift, the kind of turning point that begins the moment you say, "Enough." The truth is harsh. If you keep thinking like someone who's poor, spending like someone who's poor, and acting like someone who's poor, you'll stay exactly where you are. Poverty isn't just a financial condition, it's a mindset. And that mindset is what I'm going to help you destroy. Because yes, any poor person can become rich in 6 months. But first, they need to understand what's been keeping them stuck to the ground. Stay with me until the end, because today I'm going to show you how 3 simple actions, things anyone can start doing today, can completely change the way you deal with money, with opportunity, and with your own life. You'll discover how to break free from stagnation, shatter the cycle of scarcity, and finally see the path that wealthy people have understood for a long time. Have you ever noticed that successful people see the world in a completely different way? They don't just have more money, they have a different view of reality. While someone with a poverty mindset spends every penny they earn and still puts what they can't afford on credit, someone with a wealth mindset invests, learns, analyses, and moves with strategy. And this isn't talent, it's training, it's a decision, it's a habit. But let me challenge you. Are you really willing to leave your comfort zone? Because it's no use dreaming about wealth, still waking up late, spending on things you don't need and blaming the system. Wealth is the result of brutal discipline, unpopular decisions, and a desire so strong that it forces you to change. And the first step of this transformation begins with something simple, yet most people ignore it. Stop being a slave to consumption. That's right. Mass marketing wants you to believe you need the latest clothes, the newest phone, the car of the year. And do you know what that does to you? It makes you poorer with every single purchase. Every time you trade money for status, you step further away from freedom. The ones who are truly focused on building wealth save when no one's watching. They give up impressing today so they can surprise everyone tomorrow. Now let me tell you something that changes everything. Money doesn't bring freedom. Knowing what to do with money, that's what brings freedom. There's no point earning more if you keep spending the same sum. People double their salary and still end up broke. Why? Because they never change their mindset. And until you change the way you see money, it will keep slipping through your fingers. True wealth starts in silence, in the moment you begin to save money instead of spending it, when you'd rather learn something new than binge another series, when you say no to a night out just to say yes to your future. Freedom begins with these small rebellions against the poor mindset. And if you think you need a lot of money to start, let me tell you a secret. It's not about how much you have. It's about what you do with what you have. Some people earn little and still manage to invest, study, and build. Others earn a lot, but spend even more, drowning in debt. It's not about how much comes in. It's about how much you keep and how you make that money work for you. 2 minutes have passed. And if by now you feel this video might open your eyes and change your life, hit subscribe right now. Because the journey to your financial freedom isn't fast, but it can be simple. And here, you'll get clarity and direction at every step. In the next chapter, you'll learn exactly how to spot the habits silently keeping you poor and what to do practically to flip that logic on its head. But first, answer me this. Are you ready to stop living in illusion and start living with purpose? Do you want to know what truly stops someone from becoming rich? It's not the government. It's not a low salary. It's not bad luck. It's what you do every single day, without even realizing it. What keeps you poor are the invisible habits, the ones that seem harmless but drain your energy, time, and money day after day. Let me be straight with you. You're probably already being sabotaged by small choices. That daily takeaway coffee, that extra hour scrolling your feed, that automatic thought, it's not going to work anyway. These patterns hold you back, and you don't even notice. It's like a silent leak in a house. By the time you realize it, the damage is already done. Want a practical example? People with a poor mindset live waiting for their next paycheck. They count the days like they're waiting for salvation. This creates an invisible prison. Everything they do revolves around the end of the month. They don't think about building. They think about surviving, and that mindset shapes every single behavior. Now here's the contrast. Those who choose to become wealthy start acting like architects of their own future. Every pound has a plan. Every hour is used with purpose. Every action moves them forward, and that doesn't require money. It requires awareness. It takes waking up and looking coldly at your own habits. Does this bring me closer to freedom or does it keep me stuck? Let's lay it out clearly. 3 silent habits that are keeping you broke. The habit of distraction. Yes, your phone could be your biggest wealth thief, not because it's expensive, but because it pulls you away from action. How much time do you spend consuming and comparing instead of creating and learning? Rich people don't waste time watching others succeed. They're too busy building their own success. The habit of instant pleasure. Everything that gives you easy pleasure comes with a hidden cost: fast food, impulse shopping, endless entertainment. All of it feels harmful, but it's a shortcut to stagnation. Wealth demands temporary discomfort. If you're chasing pleasure now, you're trading a bright future for a few moments of relief. The habit of justification. I spend because I deserve it. I waste time because I'm tired. I can't because I have kids, debt, problems. You see, these phrases protect you from failure, but they also protect you from success. They're sophisticated excuses that feed your stagnation. But here comes the turning point. All of these habits can be replaced by conscious decision. And do you know what the first step is? Writing things down. That's right. Write down everything you do and spend for 7 days. You'll be surprised. You'll notice where your time is going. You'll see where your money is leaking. You'll realize it's not the world that's against you. It's you sabotaging yourself without even noticing. And there's more. Most poor people resist routine. They believe freedom means waking up whenever they want, doing whatever they feel like, living chill. But that kind of freedom is a trap. It feels sweet at first, but it charges high interest. Because if you don't control your day, life controls it for you. If you want to change that, you need to understand that wealth begins with a schedule. Rich people have routines. They treat their mornings like sacred ground. They prioritize what's important, even when it's uncomfortable. And they know success is built through small, consistent daily actions. Are you starting to understand? This is the shift, and there's nothing complicated about it. It's a game of choices, of cutting out what slows you down and strengthening what propels you forward. Because wealth is never an accident. It's the result of habits that may seem small, but have a colossal impact over time. And in the next chapter, I'm going to show you exactly how to build a wealth routine, even starting from scratch. You'll learn how to program your brain, your time, and your energy to push you towards financial freedom. And the best part? In a practical, realistic way.